U.S. President Joe Biden said that, "It's time for this war to end." U.S. President Joe Biden has urged Hamas to accept a new Israeli proposal to end the conflict in Gaza, saying that, "It's time for this war to end." The three-part proposal would begin with a 6-week ceasefire in which the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, would withdraw from populated areas of Gaza. There would also be a surge of humanitarian aid, as well as an exchange of some hostages for Palestinian prisoners. The deal would eventually lead to a permanent cessation of hostilities, and a major reconstruction plan for Gaza. Hamas said it views the proposal positively. Speaking at the White House on Friday, Mr. Biden said that the first phase of the proposed plan would include a full and complete ceasefire, the withdrawal of IDF forces from populated areas and the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners. "This is truly a decisive moment," he said. Hamas says it wants a ceasefire. This deal is an opportunity to prove whether they really mean it. The ceasefire, he added, would allow more humanitarian aid to reach the beleaguered territory, with 600 trucks carrying aid into Gaza every single day. The second phase would see all remaining living hostages returned, including male soldiers. The ceasefire would then become the cessation of hostilities, permanently. Among those who have urged Hamas to agree to the proposal was UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron, who said on X that the group must accept this deal so we can see a stop in the fighting. "We've long argued a stop in the fighting can be turned into a permanent peace if we are all prepared to take the right steps," Lord Cameron added. "Let's seize this moment and bring this conflict to an end." UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres also welcomed the development in a post to X, formerly known as Twitter. He said the world had witnessed too much suffering and destruction in Gaza, and said it was time to stop. "I welcome President Biden's initiative and encourage all parties to seize this opportunity for a ceasefire, release of all hostages, guaranteed unhindered humanitarian access, and ultimately a durable peace in the Middle East," he added. In his speech, Mr. Biden acknowledged that negotiations between phases 1 and 2 would be difficult. As recently as a few days ago, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was letting it be known that he was implacably opposed to agreeing to end the war as part of a ceasefire deal, making Mr. Biden's reference to the war's end particularly significant. While the plan includes many of the details from previous, ultimately failed rounds of talks, the U.S. calls for a permanent ceasefire appear to be a significant concession designed to try and draw Hamas back to negotiations on terms they have already said they would agree to. A permanent ceasefire has been one of the group's key demands. The third phase of the proposal would see the final remains of any deceased Israeli hostages returned, as well as a major reconstruction plan, with U.S. and international assistance to rebuild homes, schools and hospitals.